Once upon a time, there was a woman named Jill who had a reservation at an exclusive restaurant. However, when she arrived, she was stopped at the door by the bouncer, who informed her that there was a private event going on that evening. Despite having a reservation under the name Mrs. White, she was told she couldn't enter. But Jill wasn't about to take "no" for an answer. She pleaded with the bouncer, explaining that her reservation was confirmed earlier that day. Eventually, the bouncer relented and let her in, but not without a catch: she hasn't dressed appropriately for the dress code. The bouncer explained that all visitors had to wear high-heeled shoes, but Jill wasn't wearing any. He suggested that she go to the van across the street, which served delicious hot dogs and always had free tables. Disappointed but undeterred, Jill headed to the van and enjoyed a tasty hot dog while admiring her sneakers. Meanwhile, inside the restaurant, things were heating up. Mr. Book, a notorious gambler, had arrived and was causing a stir. Greg, one of the restaurant employees, was tasked with keeping an eye on him and letting the manager know when he appeared. As they waited, Greg and his colleague discussed the importance of making a good first impression and greeting guests warmly. As Jill was finishing up her hot dog, a man approached her and offered to buy her sneakers for double or triple their value. Jill was taken aback but intrigued by the offer. However, she wasn't about to go barefoot in the middle of the street, so she suggested that the man take her sneakers and leave her his in return. He agreed, and Jill walked back to the restaurant in her new shoes. Once inside, Jill was greeted by a waiter who wasn't very accommodating. When she asked for a nut-free dish due to her allergies, the waiter refused and suggested that she remove the nuts herself with a fork. He also wouldn't allow her to use the restroom and made it clear that she wasn't welcome because of her wheelchair. As Jill sat at her table, feeling frustrated and discriminated against, Mr. Book made a scene, complaining loudly about a cripple ruining his mood. The manager tried to placate him by offering him a piece of cake, but Jill had had enough. She stood up and confronted the manager, telling him she was fed up with the disrespect and discrimination she had faced that evening. The manager asked her to leave, but Jill walked out with her head held high, knowing that she had stood up for herself and others who had faced similar discrimination. In the end, Jill learned that sometimes you have to stand up for what's right, even if it means standing alone. She left the restaurant feeling empowered and confident, knowing that she had shown that discrimination and disrespect have no place in the world.